Hello, my name is Laura Fick, and welcome to my podcast, Laura Talks About, where I talk about and analyze topics that I think deserve importance. I'll be talking about abortion in Indiana, how access to it became extremely limited, what the people that need them are doing instead, and politicians' opinions about it in this upcoming election. Some opinions include women who once had or needed an abortion in Indiana. Some are politicians, others are abortion providers trying to carry on, and I'll be covering the court's opinion as well. I'll also be trying to prove that most Indiana citizens want abortion to keep being legal. Whatever the case may be, I'll be covering all of it and more, so get ready while I tell you the facts and only the facts. Abortion access was severely limited in Indiana on August 21st, 2023, according to IndianaPublicMedia.com. Due to this, many Hoosier women have been going out of state to obtain abortions, according to Indiana Public Radio. Abortion law in Indiana bans abortion flat out. There are only exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother being at risk. Many hospitals won't treat women anyway due to religious beliefs, according to WishTV.com, which leaves many women out of luck. How did things get this way? On June 24, 2022, Roe v. Wade was struck down by the Supreme Court, ending American women's guaranteed access to abortion. After this, many states, including Indiana, rushed to end abortion access in their states entirely. Republicans in the state personally debated how limited abortion access should be in Indiana. According to the article with Roe gone, Republicans quarrel over how far to push abortion bans in the New York Times. Views within the Republican legislators even clashed with each other, even with most supporting the abortion ban. A flat-out ban was considered, but the previously mentioned rape and incest exceptions and medically necessary abortions were also debated, whether they should also count under a ban and be banned entirely. The original abortion ban proposition meant to piss both pro-choicers and pro-lifers off, pro-choicers considering it too restricting and pro-lifers considering it too loose. There have been many protests of the abortion ban, with Hoosiers of all backgrounds protesting for abortion at the State House after Roe was overturned. Public consensus in Indiana wants abortion to stay legal. Besides the Republicans, the general public has come out in support of abortion on many occasions, like at the protest at the State House. Women, men, and children all came out in support of abortion, with some pro-lifers even coming to protest the Supreme Court's decision. However, with this came a counter-protest of pro-lifers coming to celebrate the Supreme Court's decision in return, proving that politics in Indiana and pretty much every state now are very divided. Different lawsuits were also filed by both Planned Parenthood and the ACLU, arguing that the abortion ban violated Indiana's Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which prohibits government action that substantially burdens a person's exercise of religion. Another lawsuit was filed shortly after, saying that the ban violates religious grounds towards Jewish, Muslim, Unitarian Universalist, and pagan faiths, according to Indiana Public Radio. However, since 2023, there hasn't been a lot of movement in getting Indiana's abortion ban overturned. Many lawsuits were tossed out by the Indiana Supreme Court, and any newly filed ones probably will be as well. In the upcoming election, 3 prospective Congress members were interviewed on their thoughts about abortion, according to Infoweb.newsbank.com. Both the Democratic and Libertarian candidates, Sidney Worth and James Siniak, supported abortion in this interview, with Worth being unequivocally for abortion and Siniak being personally pro-life, but disagreed with banning and limiting abortion access outright. 2 out of 3 candidates supporting abortion is not bad, considering Indiana's track record. Medical providers in Indiana are one of the groups directly targeted by the abortion ban. Licenses to provide abortions past the cutoff point have been suspended in Indiana, according to the New York Times. According to an article by Indiana Public Radio, even birth control access in Indiana has been limited, with healthcare providers having to reach out and make people aware that they need birth control now, as abortions are not provided by most healthcare professionals now. The law places and doctors that still perform abortions will be stripped of their medical licenses. This in turn will impact rural communities, according to NPR. Some people in Indiana are even still unaware that abortion access has been limited, which has led to community outreach to try and educate these people. However, since the abortion ban has been placed in Indiana, Planned Parenthood has shut down their abortion providing services in Indiana and instead only focus on other healthcare needs and redirecting women in need of abortions. For Katie McHugh, an OBGYN with Planned Parenthood, said, "We'll still be here in the state to help you get the care that you need, even if that is not with us, even if that is not in our state," according to WNIN.org. However, a small one for abortion rights in Indiana occurred only a couple days ago on September 10th, where Marion County judge dismissed a lawsuit from a pro-life group to obtain terminated pregnancy records from the Indiana Department of Health, something that can be used to identify women who've had abortions and potentially prosecute them. Now I'm going to focus on the women still seeking abortions from Indiana. One of these women was Becky Bell, a teenager from Indiana who in the 80s was turned away from Planned Parenthood due to Indiana's parental consent law, and instead induced abortion by herself illegally, leading to her dying of sepsis. The infection that eventually killed her was caused by unsafe and unsterilized medical instruments. Parents, who Bell didn't tell she was pregnant, went on to campaign against parental consent laws in Indiana and surrounding states. Now, parental consent laws can't even exist due to the abortion ban, which lead to more teenage girls and grown women dying from unsafe and illegal abortions. According to a Senate article entitled Post-Roe Abortion Bans Threaten Women's Lives, Black and Indigenous women already experience more pregnancy complications and are taken less seriously by doctors, which after the abortion ban passed could lead to even more marginalized women dying or having their children die during childbirth. Data also show that current efforts to ban abortion will lead to a 24% increase in maternal mortality overall, and a further 39% increase in Black women specifically. No Hoosier women were interviewed for this article, but does tell the case of a 10-year-old Ohio girl who was raped and had to leave her state and travel to Indiana for an abortion when it was still legal. If she came here today, she'd be turned around and shipped somewhere else, still pregnant and still carrying the trauma of being raped. Nowadays, only 45 abortion records in Indiana have been reported this year, according to Indiana Public Media. Haley Bauer, Indiana Public Parenthood Director, is quoted as saying, "One of the Planned Parenthood health centers that are across state borders in Carbondale, Illinois. 90% of its abortion patients travel from 16 different states, and Indiana and Kentucky were the top states traveling to. Abortions haven't stopped just because Indiana banned abortion. They will continue going on, and that's an objective fact." Hope you enjoyed my podcast. I've never recorded one before. I've only made videos. If you did enjoy it, please consider me a good grade, as the only person listening is my teacher. Thank you so much. Okay, that's it. Bye.